In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful tips that you can use to progress the conversation when your potential customers say no. Saying no in itself is not a challenge. The real deal is for you to be able to help the customer eliminate the reason for saying no. Because whenever you do that, you are able to have a lot of room to negotiate. It can even help you to be able to build a good relationship with that customer, and it can also help the customer to further trust you. Reasons why customers can say no to you. One of the reasons why customers can say no to you is they do not have a budget for what you are trying to sell to them. No matter what you say sometimes to people, if they do not have a budget for what you want to sell, they will always say no to you. Another reason is if the product you're trying to sell to them is not what they need at that time. If the product you're trying to sell to them is not what will meet their need, then they will say no to you. The third reason is if they do not trust your product well enough, especially if you're dealing with them for the first time. Customers always want to deal with brands or products that they already know. So if they are dealing with people for the first time, sometimes they want to say no to you. The fourth reason is if what you're selling is too expensive for them. Customers usually have a budget for what they want to buy. And if what you're selling to them is more than their budget, it gives them enough room to also say no to you. The last reason is if they have other people who are involved in making a decision about that product. And if those people are not convinced about what you want to sell to them, it also gives them the opportunity to say no to you. These 3 tips are going to help you to overcome any customer objections that you may face. One of the things you can do is to find out why is the customer saying no to buying from us. If you do not get to the root of the issue, you might not be able to know how exactly to respond to the customer's objection. Customers usually have various reasons for saying no. And in finding out those reasons, you want to ask some probing questions that can help you get enough responses to these reasons. You can ask questions like, when you say you want to think about it, what do you mean by that exactly? Or what do you mean when you say that you do not trust our product or our brand? These are some questions that can help you generate some form of responses as to why the customers do not want to buy from you. After finding out why your customer is saying no to you, the next thing you want to do is to acknowledge their reason for saying no. Customers usually like it when salespeople acknowledge their reasons for saying no. It shows to them that you are empathizing with them and you are on their side. It shows to them that you are feeling what they are feeling and you understand what they are currently going through. So one of the things you want to say in this situation is to say, I totally understand you when you say you want to speak to your boss first about this thing. Or I clearly understand you when you say you do not trust our brand or our product well enough. Or I clearly understand you when you say that you do not have enough resources to go ahead with buying this product. It helps the customers to trust you. It helps them to understand that you feel what they are feeling and you understand what they are going through. And it helps them to open up more to what you want to say to them. In empathizing with my customer, I remember a situation once that I was trying to sell a product to a customer. One of the things that I did was to ask the customer, why have you said no? And he said to me that he did not have enough resources to go ahead and purchasing that product from me. And so what I did was, I said, I totally understand you when you say you do not have enough resources. I totally understand when you say that your business is not churning out enough at this time. So what I decided to do was to share with him some tips or give him some advice on some things that he could do extra to increase revenue in the business. Lastly, What you want to do here is to redirect the conversation. After acknowledging the reason why the customer has said no, you redirect the conversation. So if a customer says that he wants to speak to his boss about it first, what you can suggest is that, do you mind if I schedule a meeting with you and your boss so I can itemize the value offering of this product to your boss? The reason why you are asking for this is because the boss is the person making the financial decision on that item. And so he has to be convinced as well about what you are trying to offer to them. So I remember a situation once I was talking to an end user about an equipment, and he said to me that he needed to speak to their MD about that equipment before they could go ahead in buying from me. So I told him it will help me schedule an appointment with the MD so I could come discuss with him about that product. When I was able to get an appointment with the MD, I did a presentation to him and I showed him how that product can help them in improving their efficiency. And that was how I was able to close that deal. Another reason could be if the customer says that they do not trust your product well enough. One of the things you can do is to send them a demo or a sample of that product to try out. When you send them a sample of that product to try out, it gives them an opportunity to be able to make an informed decision and trust you well enough about what you're trying to sell to them. The third reason is if a customer does not have enough budget for what you want to sell, or what you're selling is too expensive, one of the things you can do is to offer them discounts. You can offer them like 5 or 10% discount depending on how you want to go about it. Or you can say that if you buy 2 of these items from us, you can get the third one free. These are things that can open up the customer to reconsidering your deal. So in other words, the objection in itself is not the challenge. The real thing is how you are able to navigate through that objection and how you are able to progress that conversation further. Because like I said in the beginning, an objection can help you to renegotiate, it can help you to build trust, or it can help you to further build a strong relationship with your customer. Even if your customer does not end up buying from you at that time, one of the things that you end up doing is to further strengthen that relationship. Because the fact that they have not bought from you now does not mean they cannot buy from you in the nearest future. In summary, when your customers say no to you, these 3 tips can be helpful in progressing the conversation. Firstly, you need to find out why they've said no to you. The second thing is to acknowledge the reason they've said no. And the third thing is to redirect the conversation. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it and share it to as many people that it can be useful to. And also, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. And if you have any comment, kindly drop also in the comment section. You can also watch our other videos on prospecting tips and effective sales process.